Welcome back, YouTube. It's James to make an opening. Welcome back to a brand new video. Here lately with the release of set 4, Jump to Lightspeed, not only have I noticed a renewed interest in the game with myself, people in my community, and just like the overall online discourse of the game being a lot more positive with this set, I've also noticed a lot of new players getting into the game, where it's new subscribers to my channel, new people in the Discord communities that I'm part of, Facebook groups, and even at my local game store, a lot of new faces there as well. Shout out to you guys. You guys are awesome, and please stick around. We love you. Please play Star Wars some more. But that got me thinking, for players that are new to the game, starting off in year 2 of Star Wars Unlimited, looking back at the first 3 sets, we had Spark of Rebellion, Shadows of the Galaxy, and Twilight of the Republic. What are some key cards that new players missed out on that maybe they should go back and grab? So that's why we got today my new to SWU buyer guide. So I did set up a few rules for myself. Rule 1, no legendaries, because obviously people know that they should go back and look for pretty important legendaries and key staples in that regard. And that right, Tommy? Oh, it's my boy Tommy. He's here with me. But limiting myself to not talking about legendaries, because that one seems kind of obvious, and also cards that are $10 or less, because new players don't always want to dive head first. They kind of want to get a feel of the game and learn how to play before they start dropping real money into it. I know for some players that's not the case, but I feel like for the majority of people, you don't want to dive $1,000 into a brand new game just to discover you don't like it, right? And I went with 5 cards from each set 1, 2, and set 3, going over play sets, so 3 ofs. You can actually buy a playset of all 15 cards mentioned in today's video for right at $110 if you don't have any. That is before taxes and shipping on TCG Player and stuff. But getting 45 cards at $110 that I consider to be staples or somewhat staples in most popular decks, or decks that you'll probably end up playing, want to play, or think would be fun to play. You know, it's basically averaging $2.50 a card. They're good cards, I promise. Experienced players, let me know what you think of the list down below, what I missed. Again, adhering to the rules of less than $10 per card and no legendaries. New players, let me know what cards you think I missed out on as well, if there's any particular cards that as a new player you're finding to be really fun and enjoyable. And without further ado, let's hop into my list for my new to SWU buyer guide. Starting off in set 1, we have the Jedi lightsaber. This is a 3 resource +3/+3 upgrade. It goes onto a non-vehicle, and if the unit is a force unit, on attack you get to give the defender -2/-2 for the phase. So it's a staple in blue hero decks. It has great stats that are provided when you play the card. Again, as the text says, if your unit is a force unit, I put Jedi, but if you're a force unit, your defender just gets weakened. And within the next set of year 2 being Legends of the Force, we could probably see a whole lot more Force units within the next set. I think this card not only is good now, but will be good in the future before it gets rotated out next year. For a playset of Jedi lightsabers, it is $6. Going forward, I will also say these are playsets of just the base treatment, not the hyperspace or hyperspace foils. I'm only using hyperspaces in my videos and slides and stuff because they look better. This is just the playset of the basic version of the card. If you like Jedis, if you like Force users, and you want to build a deck around them as a new player, this is a definite 3 of that you don't want to miss out on. The next card we're going to be discussing for set 1 is going to be Overwhelming Barrage. My experienced players know exactly what I'm talking about, and thank goodness this card is only $3.54 playset. Overwhelming Barrage, you get to give a friendly unit +2/+2 for the phase, and then deal damage equal to its power divided as you choose among any number of other units. So if you're playing any green villain decks, this card is a staple 3 of must, unless you're playing like Palpatine from set 1, which, I mean, that's a whole other topic I'd have to get into. I don't find it to be like necessary at all in that particular archetype of green villain, but everywhere else, yeah, a staple for sure. It's seen as one of the best cards in the game. There's an ongoing gag that Overwhelming Barrage is the best card in the game, period. And you know, honestly, it's kind of hard to deny this card. It's extremely powerful, extremely impactful, especially impactful on leader flip turns. If you can flip your leader, give it a +2/+2 buff, and basically have a miniature board wipe the turn you flip your leader, it's really hard for your opponent to come back from a play like that. It's an uncommon, so it's just 354 a play set. The hyperspace and hyperspace foils, if you can manage to get those, definitely worth it. I have a playset of hyper foils myself, and they are beautiful. But if you decide to play some villainous leaders like Darth Vader, Maul, you know, play some more control-y sort of shows like Krennic, Kira, maybe something like Tarkin, like any villain deck you're playing green, you need 3 of these. I got you. Next up, we have Red 3 Unstoppable. This is a 3 resource 2/3 red hero card with raid 1, and each other friendly heroic unit gains raid 1. It's a rebel vehicle fighter, so this is a staple in basically every red hero deck. It has rebel synergy, and rebels synergy decks really need it because of that additional raid 1 on every friendly heroic unit. Raid 1, what that does is it really disrupts the math in your favor. So when your opponent is calculating how much damage they're about to take to base and trying to calculate what units they should take out before, like, you know, when they're trying to do their sequencing in their head, they have to, you know, realize, oh, this 3 attack unit is actually doing 4, or this 5 attack unit is actually going to be doing 6, and it really makes them, you know, think a little bit harder. Honestly, for most people, if they are on the other side of a red 3, it's an instant kill target, so you could actually use that to your advantage. And if you have other cards you don't want to be removed in a specific game or matchup, if you are able to play a red 3 before they can take out some of your other stuff, they may be more inclined to take out red 3 because of how impactful this card is. Also, a really cool card for the new Luke Skywalker leader here in set 4, because it has fighter synergy and it's red. So really cool. If you put Luke on here, it makes it like a 6/8 raid 1, like really good card. It's able to untap off a K turn. I could go on about this card. It's great. At $5 a pop, you can get it for $15 for a playset. Pretty good deal, not gonna lie. Next up, we have a real menace to society. We have the Ruthless Raider. This is a 6 resource 4/6 Imperial vehicle capital ship, which is pretty important nowadays as well. Has a win plate and when defeated effect of dealing 2 damage to an enemy base and 2 damage to an enemy unit, either on the ground or in space. So this card is basically a staple in any sort of red villain deck. That's my hat, buddy. And it's only really gotten better with time. With cards like Triple Dark Raid, which is a card that won't be on the list, it is one of the best targets to cheat out in the game. It has instant payoff with its when played effect. And if you're using cards like Triple Dark Raid, you'll be able to play it multiple times. Cards like Sneak Attack allow you to play it and defeat it. $3 for a playset because it is just an uncommon. And, you know, as well with it being a capital ship, set 4 introduced a card called Planetary Bombardment. With this card out in the field, you can deal 12 indirect damage. This card does it all. It's great. For an uncommon, it's one of the strongest cards in the game to this day, especially with it being a mainstay in Django Tarkin Town, which is probably going to be the #1 deck in the meta for set 4. Which, if you have any questions over that deck, my video on my channel covers it pretty well, so go check it out. Last but not least, we have the Spark of Rebellion. This is a 2 resource yellow hero event Spectre card, and you get to look at an opponent's hand, discard a card from it. They staple in yellow hero decks. Targeted discard is really strong in the game. Not only that, but you know, if you want, you can play it turn 1. You get turn 1 intel. It's great with having the initiative as well, because if you have the initiative at the start of the game, you spark them, and if they only have 1 possible play on turn 1, it's gone. They effectively miss their turn 1, and you know, you go 1 for 1 with them. It is also the namesake of set 1, being called Spark of Rebellion. That was the name of the first set. $7.50 for a playset is pretty good. Clocks in at $2.50 a card. And then one of my latest favorite decks to play, both online and now soon to be in paper because of this. I'll show you guys. Boom. This guy, Quinlan Voss. Quinlan Voss loves hand disruption, and this card does that. Also, I had a pack on here. I forgot I got this today. I pulled some gas out of this pack. You want to see what I got? I'm just going to show you one card I got out of this Carbonite pack today. Boom. Boom. Hyperspace. Oh. Hyperspace. But that's gonna wrap up my set 1 cards. Heading into set 2, I think I'm going to need to move my camera. First card we're covering for set 2 is going to be Maul, the Shadow Collective Visionary. This is a 7 resource, 7/6 with Ambush and Overwhelm. On attack, you may choose another friendly underworld unit, and if you do, all combat damage that would be dealt to Maul is instead dealt to that chosen unit. So this is great with or in lieu of Darth Vader, which is another set 1 unit. We didn't talk about it because legendary. Maul is an infamous leader killer. Its 7 attack is strong and it kills most of, if not all, the current meta leaders in the game. Really strong breakpoint there, 7 damages. Very key to defeating, Han Solo and Jango Fett. Kills both of them. Obviously coming out on 7, it's a little late, but if you're able to ramp into it around the same time that those leaders come out, it can really make a difference for you. It has great underworld synergy, and it's actually just $12 for a playset, with this card coming in at just $4 a piece. One of my personal favorites from set 2, mainly due to the art, is going to be Palpatine's Return. This is a 6 resource event. It's a force plan, and you get to play a unit from your discard pile. It costs 6 less. If it's a force unit, it costs 8 less. So basically a staple in green villain control. You get to recur any card for any situation. It doesn't need to be a force card for you to cheat it out of your discard pile. You can cheat out anything. I have used Palpatine's Return to get back a Salacious B. Crumb just for additional healing, and it helped me win a game. I secretly have been playing some Emperor Palpatine Blue. Maybe a deck tech video coming out on that in the near future. Who knows? This card's extremely flexible, and at $4.50 a playset, it's only $1.50 per card. One of the cheaper rares in the game, which you love to see. Another thing that you would love to see as well, if you look in the body of the card, it says if it's a force unit, next set again is Legends of the Force. This card is probably going to go up, up, up. Also, if you look under the name of the card, the actual trait of the card itself is a plan, and it's also a force card specifically. If we have any force search cards similar to Mon Mothma for Rebels or Tarkin for Imperials, this card could be pretty good. Yeah, I don't know. My camera's shaky. Next up, we have the Hotshot DL44 Blaster. I actually didn't have any of these, so I just bought 2 of them. So this is a buyer guide for both new and experienced players, I guess, at this point. This is a really good aggro reach card for red or yellow decks, because as you can see, it is a 1 resource red upgrade. You get +2/+0, and if you read the actual text, you attach to a non-vehicle unit and you can smuggle it out for 3 and yellow. When played using smuggle, you actually get to attack with it, similar to the snapshot reflexes, or just like it's a surprise strike with 1 less damage. If you have this in your resource row, it's basically a card in your second hand, and this card is about $15 a playset, right at about $5 a card. I didn't really have to look that one up because, again, I just bought 2 today for Quinlan Vault. Probably the most expensive card we'll be covering today. We have DJ Blatant Thief. This is a 3 resource, 3/5 underworld, and with smuggle cost of 7 double yellow. So 7, and then if you're not in double yellow, it's 9. When played using smuggle, you get to take control of an enemy resource, and when this unit leaves play, that resource's owner takes control of it. So you temporarily take control of somebody's resource. It has a really strong interaction in Han decks, where if you DJ and steal a resource, whenever Han goes to the regroup phase and has to defeat resources, Han can then defeat the resource that was stolen by DJ, permanently setting you back 1 resource. Not only that, but with another card that we'll be talking about in this video, actually next, it actually smuggles in for 5 instead, because with tech, you can smuggle out any card from your resource row for its base cost +2. So instead of paying 7 or 9 if you're not playing double yellow, you can smuggle this card out for 5, and that's how you take control of the resource. Without a proper answer, and if your resource gets defeated before you can defeat DJ to take it back, this card can single-handedly end games, both for you if you're the one playing it, or against you if you are the one Unfortunate enough to come across the DJ Tech combo and not have the right answers for it. And for a playset, we're currently looking at $24. It's right at $8 a card. Next up, we're going to be talking about, you guessed it, Tech, the aka DJ's best friend. It's a 3-resource 2/5 Fringe clone, and each friendly resource gains smuggle. The gain smuggle cost is that card's cost plus 2 and its aspect icons. This card itself also has smuggle for 4. So this gives you access to so many cards. Your entire resource row then becomes your second hand. It is a kill on sight target because if you don't defeat Tech and you're sitting across the table from Han, you can expect that DJ Tech combo to completely ruin your game. One good thing about both Tech and DJ is that they're at a pretty reasonable breakpoint of 5 HP, so it's pretty doable. It's pretty easy to get rid of them. You can use takedowns, you can use force chokes, stuff like that. There's reliable ways to get rid of them. You just have to make sure you have them in your hand at the right time. Not only that, but you can smuggle this card out itself to extend games. So if Tech is sitting in your resource row and the game is getting to like a grindy point in the game where you're on turn 8, turn 9, the game's still not over, you smuggle out Tech and then you have access to a second hand of cards. Late in the game, that is a game changer. We're looking at $9 for a playset. It is right at $3 per copy. I had to scrounge a little bit for this set. This is now set 3, Twilight of the Republic. Overall, probably our weakest set we've had in the game so far. Having set 4 follow up set 3 is a miracle and a blessing in disguise because set 3 honestly was a snooze fest, but there were some cool cards and cool leaders to come out of it. The first rare we're going to be talking about today is General's Blade. This card is just amazing in green hero decks. Resource cheating is super powerful. What this card does, it's a 3-resource +3/+3, and if you put it on a Jedi, it gains on attack. The next unit you play this phase costs 2 less. So it's a 3-resource, 3/3 stats, great upside, $4.50 for a playset. So you're looking at $1.50 a card. And again, just like some of the other cards I've mentioned today, with Legends of the Force, not right around the corner, but 3-4 months down the road at this point, you can expect Jedis to be in that set, which gives General's Blade even more targets. If we get some really cheap Jedis or ways to cheat out lightsabers, possibly could be an important keyword, General's Blade could get a lot better. You don't really know. I don't really know. You don't really know. There's no way to know. Right after General's Blade, we have Poggle the Lesser. Palpatine from set 1, Spark of Rebellion, loves the tokens because you can, delete them. You can throw them to draw cards. What Poggle the Lesser does, it's a 2-resource 1/4 Separatist official. When you play another unit, you may exhaust him, and if you do, you create a battle droid token. So it's also a great engine for exploit decks. It has good stats for it to stick around for a little while. For toughness, it's not going to die on turn 1. It might die on turn 2, and if it doesn't and it lives to turn 3, you've probably turned out 2-3 battle droid tokens by then, which means Poggle the Lesser has done its job, which is really cool to say the least. With it being a Separatist and an official, it also does have other underlying synergies in the game as well. Personally, I've been using it in Palpatine Blue. With the official tag, it turns on Emperor's Royal Guard. It likes having officials for it to gain Sentinel, so good card, man. Love it. Only $1.50 a play set, 50 cents per card. You're going to be seeing that a lot with these final few cards. Now we got Count Dooku. This is an 8-resource, 6/6, exploit 2, overwhelm, Force Separatist Sith. When played for each unit you exploited while playing this card, you may deal damage to an enemy unit equal to the power of the exploited unit. It's probably, in my opinion, the best exploit payoff in the entire game right now. You can use it to stabilize early. You can use it later in the game to completely board wipe your opponent and put the foot on the throat, put the pedal to the metal, and really push yourself to a victory. With overwhelm on it as well, you can use that to your advantage to push damage to the base. But even though it is probably one of the best exploit payoffs in the entire game, the exploit mechanic itself is not super good, super playable, at least right now, due to the heavy play rate of yellow. If you have a card that you exploit 2, and you cheat out a big guy like Count Dooku, and yeah, it has a win played, so it's a little better, but if your opponent then just waylays it away, what are you gonna do? Another card sitting at $1.50 a playset, 50 cents a card. Not bad. Now we have Sabine Wren. You can count on me. This is a 4-resource yellow hero 4/4 fringe Mandalorian Spectre unit. While it's exhausted, she can't be attacked. And on attack, you may discard a card from your deck. If it doesn't share an aspect with your base, deal 2 damage to a ground unit. So it has built-in evasion, like the card says. If it's exhausted, you actually can't hit it, so it can still be defeated by events and all that stuff. It's always great to have in a Hera deck, and it has immense payoff when you're playing Hera with the Lake Country base, the new base from set 4. When your base doesn't have an aspect, you discard cards from your deck, and it's not going to share an aspect with your base, so you're going to be able to deal 2 damage to a ground unit every time Sabine Wren attacks. At $1.50 for a playset, it is another 50-cent rare. And last but certainly not the least, we have Shadowed Intentions. This is personally my secret sauce. I think it's the perfect sideboard card for control. It is a 3-resource +0/+0 upgrade, but the attached unit gains the text, "This can't be captured, defeated, or returned to its owner's hand by enemy card abilities." So it's pretty good. It's basically now, there's the Chewbacca pilot that does this. It's that, but in yellow, and instead of being a pilot, it's an upgrade. It doesn't actually buff your unit, but it makes it impervious to control schemes and tricks, and your unit at that point can only be defeated by damage, or they're gonna have to use upgrade removal to then do whatever they want to your unit. Set 3 really didn't have a whole lot of options for me to pick from, and I personally love this card, and I've used it in a sideboard in a lot of situations. It's $1 for a playset. It's actually less than 50 cents a card here. And I just think the art on it is really cool. I tried to make Cheer It Yellow work with this deck, but honestly, at this point of the game, with the probably you're going to see a lot of upgrade hate going forward, and not a whole lot of control. This card is kind of just there, but if the game does slow down, don't say I didn't warn you. All right, and there we have it again. That was James, aka Making Openings, new to Swoop buyer guide. Let me know what you thought down in the comment section downstairs. New players, what did you think? Are you going to be picking up these cards? Experienced players, do you think I did a good job? Did I miss stuff? With sets having 250 cards in every set, it's easy to miss cards, but with my restrictions, I think I did an okay job. If I did, let the new players know what other cards they should get downstairs. Let them know. But yeah, this has been James with Make an Opening. My next video will be a deck tech. I couldn't do it today because Swooty B has been acting strange. I did want to do a deck tech video, but what are you gonna do? Peace out.